My dad explained to me one time when he bought his first pipe. He wanted to buy a pipe and a pouch of tobacco and be on his way, and the owner wouldn't hear of it. No, sit down at the table, have a cup of coffee. And he got up and he walked over to a rack and he brought back, "This is the pipe for you." And then he got up and went, "This is the tobacco you should smoke." My dad said, "Okay." He was ready to leave. No, you stay there. He showed my dad how to pack the pipe. He showed my dad how to light the pipe. He said, "Now you're going to sit there and you're going to smoke that whole pipe before you buy it." So yeah, smoking a pipe is such a personal thing. You get into this zone when you can sit down and do nothing but just concentrate on smoking the pipe. And it becomes a contemplating friend with you.
To the peoples of every country and almost every age, the pipe is the symbol of contented comfort.
When you look at the wood, and I don't mean just look at the wood, I mean see the wood. See the straight grain. See the bird's eyes. But look at how deep these are. Looks like there's so many of them, it looks like craters on the moon. There's pieces of briar with bird's eyes that'll make you seasick looking at them. Not every piece, but some of them. And when you find those special pieces, I mean, it's really what it's all about. Well, I'm Lee Herc. I make Von Erck classic pipes. I live in far northern Michigan. Want more?
Ladies and gentlemen, our new Doctor of Pipes has been in the hobby for almost 50 years. As a smoker, collector, pipe repairman, and world-renowned pipe maker.
You know, Eric is Eric. I never see him do bad pipe. Never. They are self-speaking beauty of the art.
Did you enjoy pipe show?
Yes.
Of Japan?
Yes.
Oh, do you sell your pipe?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
He is a very modest man who is respected worldwide. It is my great pleasure to introduce as our new Doctor of Pipes, Dr. Lee Von Erck. Lee, come on up there, Lee. Come on.
Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that I would be written up in a Chinese book about pipe makers around the world. I can't read a word in it, but there I am in the middle of it. Pipe shop that I sell pipes to in St. Petersburg, Russia, in 2010 made a calendar, and I was February. Well, my friends, my friends and family had fun with that.
Every pipe I've had of his has been such an excellent smoker from the beginning. No break-in. I love it. Just stuff it and puff it. That's his famous thing. Stuff it and puff it. So that's what I do. I just fill it full and smoke it right from the top down. I don't do that quarter. Nope. Not with leaves. You just smoke it. You just smoke them.
It's even more special to the pipe smoker if he can meet you. He meets you in a pipe store or meets you at a pipe show. They might only talk to you for 5 or 10 minutes, but they feel like they know you and they've got a little piece of you. I get emotional about them, actually. There's some pieces that I've got upstairs that I just wouldn't sell. So much of me went into them, I like them so well, and I don't smoke them a lot either. They're just pieces that I really like. This is a oldie but a goodie, I guess. I made this pipe in 1990. Yeah, I did a lot of this crazy stuff in the early days. This was actually a good lesson for me to do this kind of stuff, because you learn to follow the grain. You learn where the grain goes and how it plays tricks on you. You think it's going here and all of a sudden it's gone. You wonder where it went. There's a lot of briar up in that mountain.
We go briar hunting. We don't have gun, but we have axe. Oh, I never received an interview like this in my life. But I am happy. Everybody know me like Mimo. It's a short name in Italy of Domenico. And I am cutter of briar and pie maker too.
All of this briar up here is top quality briar that I get from Mimo in Italy. Gorgeous piece of briar, nice tight grain, nice straight on the front of the burl. And I've got a picture here of Mimo and his new daughter. Mimo must have been cutting briar that day, or else he drank a lot of wine.
Pipes is a good excuse to make some life nice, you know? Why not? Briar is a totally different wood compared to the rest of the wood. They need to save the roots fresh and humid. 3-4 hours with wind and sun will be crack. They put the water for keep the briar humid and in life.
The briar that we use in pipes is really from the white heath tree, and it only grows in the Mediterranean basin. And it allows the carbon to adhere to the inside of the bowl, which provides an insulation and you're not continually burning wood. Things like cherry wood is going to eventually burn out.
The exterior characteristic is nice. It's tight, and the sides it's okay. It's not too small. Inside is red. This is not good, but the pink normally is good. No, dammi l'accetta. La piccola piccola.
A me.
No, no,
Me la spiano io.
no, no.
Vale.
Lo so. If you see spot like will be problem. That's meaning it's okay. It's not the top of my selection, but that's the top of the selection is 5% of this, perhaps, no more. But that's normal. This is the wood that I need. All my friends need this wood. I am cutter from 23 years now. I learned this job from my father. My father was the best cutter in the world, and he know that. So it was not easy to learn from him because he was so strict in the rules and strong with me. He never say, Mimo, you do this job very good. He only said to me the bad things. Some people think, it's nice pieces, the nature was very good. But it's not only the nature, because if you read the nature in the wrong way, you make a wrong blocks. I think also for my father was not easy to give his business to me until I was ready. This is a small problem. This is nice. Now I make another cut and I see what I need to do. This is a big problem. Okay.
Some of the other woods I've had, you were lucky to get 2 smooth pipes out of 10. With Mimo stuff, I get 9 smooth pipes out of 10, 9 or 10. Some of this stuff dates back to '05. The I stands for Italy, which means I was on a trip to Italy and handpicked this out of a pile of briar in the middle of Mimo's shop. Haven't decided where the pipe is yet, but I'll find it someday. It was a long search to find Mimo, but now that I got him, I'm a happy camper. He was a godsend, let me tell you.
Lee, you like this? It's not finished. It will be a long mouthpiece. This is Mimo style.
Oh yeah, that's a nice piece, Mimo. Mimo told me one time, he said he knew it was time to go to work when he hear a saw in the shop because his father would be working.
And all the day, our music, this was our music. My mom and my father live in the basement apartment. Me with my wife and the 2 daughters upstairs in the original apartment. That's meaning that I never moved from my home. I'm a little child.
My name is Karen.
And who's your husband?
Mimo. Mimo the briar cutter.
Are these your pipes?
Yes, they're my pipe.
And this is Karen pipes. You see that? I don't touch.
What's the brand name?
Karen.
What?
Like my name, Karen.
Really?
Yes.
That's great.
It's not really a brand, it's just my name. I just made a few pieces a year.
He's quite a guy, that Mimo guy.
This is Pippo, my father.
Ma lui deve sedere.
Come ti chiami?
How are you?
How are you?
How are you?
How are you?
Senti Pippo.
Ah,
Bella vita. Senti un po' papà, vuoi la pipa da fumare?
sì,
Te le prendo?
sì.
Che pipa vuoi?
Ah, guarda.
My father make cutting briar for all the life, until 74. Now he's retired and still coming every day to see if I cut nice pieces or not. And he's 82 old now.
Well, this is where the magic happens. Some friends of mine bought me this sign. They were here at my shop, called the Looney Bin. Loony folks gather here, home for the unusual. Well, I guess that fits, so it's got to be here. And the Shinto doll was given to me as a gift. And I put it on my bench just as a sign of friendship and respect. So, should we make a poker? You know, family and friends and people I know that, because I go to places like St. Petersburg, Russia, and Tokyo, and I've been to Germany and Italy and been to Denmark. They think I travel a lot and I live in a big world. But when I'm home here, it's a very small world I live in. There's 2 days a week I can tell you I'm out of the house. On Sunday I get groceries, and on Monday I go to breakfast with a high school friend. Outside of that, if I have to go to town, I do, but I resent it. Don't you go wandering off. It's not that I'm antisocial, it's just that I guess I've gotten to the age where I just as soon be alone. Cover, come in. This is going to be the bit that goes in the pipe. Right now we're just going to drill a hole for this black piece, the tenon. Now we can see if this fits. There you go. That part's ready. Sure, now you're gonna bleed. So you want to be a pipe maker, huh? Okay, now I'm gonna get a Band-Aid on the finger a little bit. It'll quit bleeding in 10 minutes, but we don't need to bleed all over the briar. I think we all feel the same way about it. It's like we put a little bit of ourselves in each piece. And I just put a little bit of myself in this one. Big time. Okay, now we square up for the tobacco hole. I've got my dad's pipes. He smoked cigars occasionally, and when he was really uptight, he smoked cigarettes. But in the end, after he retired, he only smoked pipes. I look at some of those pipes, and he's had some of those pipes since before I was born. You know, so like on his birthday, I'll come down and I'll buff one up and I'll smoke it. You know, and I'll think about my dad. Where he had taken that pipe, because he had taken a lot of trips to Europe. And all the good times, and most of the bad times that we've had, because I was kind of a wild kid. I caused my mother all kinds of grief. starting to look the way we want. If you wanted, you could smoke this now, but it's kind of heavy. Doesn't quite meet standards, but we'll get it there shortly.
The earliest known example is the mound pipe, cut out of a single piece of stone and found in North America. So it rather indicates that country as the pipe's original home. The pipe played a great part in Indian social life, and smoking was invested with ceremonial significance.
Even before the advent of the pipe, tobacco served in many ways as a link with the spirit world. Smoke from burning herbs ascended to the heavens, carrying with it the prayers and the desires of the Indian. What he could not touch with his hand, he sought to reach with incense, and the smoke itself was believed to have mystical powers of protection and healing. At some point in time, now lost to history, a hollow shaft and a stone bowl were fitted together to form a simple pipe. Of the many types of pipes made by the Indian, none was more sacred than the calumet. It played an important role in many community functions. It was used to bring needed rain or favorable weather for a journey. It served to formalize agreements, to placate hostile tribes, and to conclude a lasting peace. From this mythical beginning, smoking was to spread to the far corners of the earth. But unlike those who later adopted the custom, the Aboriginal American never smoked for his own personal pleasure.
Isn't that a beauty? How much? $1. I think I'll try this one. I'm sure you're going to enjoy that pipe. Thanks a lot.
The pipe certainly aids in that, slowing down and taking it easy. And I think for me, and I think for a lot of others, there's a desire to capture a pace and style of life that has become woefully uncommon. There's so few products that are still made the way pipes are. And I fell in love with that whole culture, that whole idea that there was at least this one product that people bought still that was made basically the same way how pipes were made 50 years ago.
A load of good news for pipe smokers arrives at a London factory. These sacks are full of briar root from Algiers.
Factory pipes were dominant. I mean, factory pipes are still dominant when you get right down to it. There are hundreds of thousands of factory pipes made and maybe tens of thousands of artisanal small workshop pipes made per year.
This is the machine on which the head of the bowl is turned. A sliding platform comes along and the tool eats the wood into shape in a matter of seconds.
If you think about the major premium pipe factories around still today, you've got Peterson, which has been making pipes outside of Dublin for 150 years now. You know, Savinelli is north of Milan, which is a 90 or 100-year history of pipe making in that area. You've got Chicot in St. Claude.
This building, the factory, is from 1904, 1905. Yeah, it's still in the same spirit. Nothing has really changed.
The Chicot factory is probably the oldest still operating major pipe factory in the world.
The pipe then goes into another chuck where the stem is turned.
I like the way we are making pipes, the old way. We keep the same process. Because I think it's a good way to make a pipe. It's the best way to make our pipes. It's also the St. Claude history. Saint-Claude was the birth capital of the briar pipe. In 1850s, we don't know exactly how the briar came in Saint-Claude. Some people say that it's a mixed wood in the shipment of a supplier. Say, well, we find some briar, and the characteristic of the briar is so good to resist to the heat, and also very good for the taste of the tobacco.
So no one really knows how or when.
Many stories. The first briar pipe has been turned in Saint-Claude, for sure. It's good to keep this tradition. We keep the tradition of the pipe making on this way.
Factory pipes have this, it's a lot of handwork that goes into a factory pipe even. But it is a different kind of experience from high-grade artisanal pipes. There were constraints associated with how pipes were made in the 20th century. A lot of the shapes were defined by the machinery available. It seemed like the pipe industry was ripe for a certain amount of innovation and disruption.
I had been smoking a pipe for nearly 20 years when I smoked a pipe. Then I thought, what is this? And I looked at the name and it said an Iverson product in a little circle. I thought, this is a pipe it's like a revelation. I've never smoked a pipe that smokes so good. So I called my friend Ed Lehman. I said, what is an Iverson product? He said, well, that's Sixten Iverson. A lot of people say he was the greatest pipe maker ever.
I call them the Royal Danish Pipe Family. There's no doubt that Sixten Iversen started the whole Danish handmade high grade. He is the holy grail in pipes.
In the mid-90s, I went over to Denmark and I met Sixten Iversen, and he was there with his son Lars and his granddaughter Nana, Lars's daughter, Nana. And they were all in the same workshop at that time. And I had never seen pipes so beautiful.
I have Iversen pipes. I see you, okay? Brand new. It is the most expensive pipes maybe in the world. In atmosphere from price, you are thinking, what is that? Is it the car or is it the beginning for the house? No, it is a pipe.
So what makes the Iversen pipe so special?
What is the special from Van Gogh?
Mange har faktisk fået vejledning hos mig. Og så siger folk, jamen det kunne jo blive konkurrenter, men så siger jeg sådan sammen, det er de jo velkommen til. Det hæpper jo altid noget, når der er konkurrence på.
Sixten is important both because of his fundamental insights in pipe making and because he taught a bunch of people and shared those insights. He worked with Poul Rasmussen, he taught Lars, Nana, he worked with Bo Nord, he worked with different Japanese pipe makers that came to visit him in the 70s.
セクセンのなんていうのかな、その繊細なセクセンのラインっていうのがものすごい好きでね。さあいざデンマーク行きましょうと一人で勝手に決めて、さっさと行ったんだけど。
その当時まだ、いつ何年でしたっけ
？1974年。で時々外から覗いては、やっててそのうち「何してんだお前ら」とセックセンが、で教えてくれっつって無理やり入り込んでって。
Most pipe makers can point to someone who they think of as someone that taught them how to do these things. They can in turn point to someone who can point to someone who can point to Sixten.
My name is Lars Ivarsson and I'm a pipe maker. I live in Denmark, in the northwest part of Zealand. Apples are their favorites, simply. And the one who gets the apple, it's the leading sheep.
Did you build this greenhouse?
It's a part of the household, what you can grow yourself. I think it's a fun way to make it. And not because I'm very ecological or something like that, but just like to make stuff myself. If I need a good knife, I make it. A good pipe, I make it, of course. I'm sure I use less than half of the briar I buy. I have some briar stuffed in there that I think is 30 years old. I'm not inspired immediately by all pieces of briar. Sometimes it takes time. I plant a seed. It takes time to grow up. His workshop was a big magnet for me because there I could play around with the machinery from I was about 8 years old. It was heaven, simply. Like Tarzan in the jungle.
What's special about that one right there?
The quality of the grain, primarily. My father didn't actually teach me, but I was looking over his shoulder, actually copying his movements with his hands. When you start looking over his shoulder when you're 12, something gets stuck. Now I'm just cutting out the raw shape. I made pipes my father's style until I was 18. And then I remember a Saturday evening I went to the workshop, found a piece of wood and just attacked it in a way I never did before. And that was the beginning of my style. That is totally different from my father's. We are not amused at all. I'm disappointed. So for this I will say, that's all, folks. You have these imperfections, and you have a lot of small imperfections all around. I only once asked my father, is this good enough? It doesn't exist. Is it good? Or is it crap? There are only those two. So good enough, it didn't exist in his workshop.
After 3 things go bad in one day, I quit. I turn the lights out and go away. It might be 9 o'clock in the morning, and if I've screwed up or had 3 things go bad in a day, it's just a jinx day, get it over with and go and do something else, go fishing or whatever. A little spot right there, there's a little spot right there, there's one right there, there's one right there. That's just stuff you don't know. You've got to get into the piece of wood, and there's no way to x-ray it and figure it out. That's the game you play. It's a little bit of a gamble each day. Okay. There's a whole box of mistakes down there. Something like this, you know full well it goes right through. You're in the same place. That's going to burn out. This was number 23 of some year, but Mother Nature sure did a job on that one, didn't she? That's what I say, briar gremlins. 3 of those in a day, put them in the can and shoot them. And it was staying shut for a while, but now I opened it today and it won't stay shut. I got too many gremlins in here. Huh? This is, without a doubt, the largest pipe show in the world. There's over 300 tables in this room. There's pipe makers in here from all over.
On this case, this is called the mother-in-law pipe. Looking at it closely, can you pick out which one is the mother-in-law? Obviously, it's this lady who's unhappy. You see that?
We have the somewhat iconic MacArthur pipes. We made General MacArthur's pipes that he smoked during World War II. Those are still really popular.
I like to have between anywhere from $500 to $1,000 walking around money just to see what, you never know what you're going to run into.
This is of the mythological figure Thor. Do you see him here with his hammer? You see that?
People love the pipes. It's art. Who's to say what art is? Have you seen some of these wonderful pipes that are created? The freehand pipes, the ones with various types of scenes or photos on them? That's art.
It's always a good idea to have one of these vests, and then this way you've got all the secret compartments to put lighters and pipes and all that stuff. I'm a little reluctant to use the vest too much because stuff can get lost in here, and you're patting yourself down constantly. There's pockets within pockets in this thing, so it's just...
There's a lot of people that come to this show just for the camaraderie. We sit out in a tent at night having a glass of wine or a beer and smoking pipes and talking about life. And, I see people walking here behind me, and I know most of them. Had dinner with them, been to their homes, they've been to my house.
Lee, I promise you the next time that you come to visit me, we go fishing. Because every time you send my pipes.
Yes, I come to Italy to go to a pipe show, and I have to help Mimo finish.
Shake the hands, I promise you.
I talk to more people here in 4 days than I do in a month at home. Wall-to-wall people.
That's cool.
And pretty much all nice people. There's the occasion, but the vast majority, hi Marty, the vast majority are pretty nice people.
I gotta light up, this is getting old. There's an old saying, pipes give philosophers an opportunity to think and a reason for a fool to keep his mouth shut.
be perfectly honest, the average pipe smoker in the country, you know, I'm not talking about people that attend all these pipe shows and things. The average guy, like your grandpa was, he's got maybe 3 pipes at home if he's lucky. But those 3 pipes are as precious to him as one of my $800 pipes are to a collector. They become a friend, you know. Every time I sell a pipe, I know that if the man takes care of it, he can pass it on to his son, who can pass it on to his son, who can pass it on to his son. So with each pipe, I am potentially leaving a little piece of myself behind. I haven't got any kids, so I guess maybe it's the pipes. Japan, I usually take at least a week. Sometimes I have taken as much as 2.
There's something about my pipes that they like. I can't make them fast enough. I come home with orders for more.
Do you want to smoke it? I put Virginia.
Virginia?
Virginia tobacco.
I like Virginia. Sweet.
The volcano shape, very popular in Japan because of Mount Fuji.
My main contact in Japan, the distributor is Suge Pipe Company, and Saab Suge is the president.
This is for tobacco, right? But this is looks like a pipe case, but not pipe case.
Saab's family does, on the father's side, trace back to samurai.
Please wait.
Yes. Business first.
Yes.
Monkey business second.
You know, am I going to sell enough to pay for the trip? That's the first objective. Pay for the trip.
That's one of my favorites. I like that one. I don't think that one sits just sideways. That one sits, but I don't think this one did. No, too heavy. But that's it. Well, if you're not going to sell a pipe, learn something. Watch what people pick up off your table. The pipes that get picked up the most, go home and make more. Make them better.
No more?
No more. I only bring 15.
Oh, okay.
And I have 7.
We take them all.
You take them all. Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, pretty. And also a lot of work. From here to here, a lot of work.
It's really embarrassing what I charge for a pipe. When I started, I was selling pipes for $50 and $75. Now, they're a house payment. How good does it get when he says, we'll take them all? You know? Yeah. I wouldn't mind having a branch in Japan, let me tell you. The people there are so nice, quiet, respectful. It's just a boy. If you ever get the chance, don't miss it. Don't miss it. The sanding is when I can really get lost in a pipe, especially if I'm doing a smooth. And as each time you step up into a finer grade of sandpaper, the grain comes out a little more and a little more and a little more. And there's sometimes you just sit back in awe and say, look what the hell I did. Now, if I could do that every day, I would be a wealthy man. But you do what you can.
Since remotest antiquity, man has tried to speak to his gods through symbols. But how might one reach aloft to the heavens, to the distant gods of the moon, the stars, and the sun?
That is the pipestone layer right there. I've been around pipestone rock since day one. I've watched my great-grandparents, my grandparents, my mother and my uncles were carvers. So I saw the first 3 generations carve the stone. And now here I am the 4th generation carver with the pipestone rock. And I've been carving for 36 years, and I've been in these quarries for over 40 years now. My grandmother always would tell my uncles when we all went quarrying, she would always say, when you go into those quarries, go in there with a good heart, because your stone will turn out the way your heart is, in a good way.
Called the sacred pipe, the Chanupa and Lakota. According to the legends of our grandfathers, this bowl represents the blood of our people who have passed on to the spirit world. And the second part to that is the wood, the chan. This one here is made out of ash, and my uncle made this one for me. Here represents the full moon and the different phases of the moon. This here represents the star patterns, the Wichach Bioyate. It's my hopes that the future generations, the ones that are unborn, that this will be kept for them. Because we are losing our culture very fast. Many of our old people are dying off very quickly. And with them, they take the knowledge. And so it's my hope for future generations' sake that they'll have this as a foundation for them to grow on.
I always tell people Creator is my greatest teacher that I've ever had. So just open up to him or her and become spiritual. You know, it's just nothing but pure love is spirituality, is because that's how Creator intended us to be on this earth, pure love.
Per cambiare una pippa. This is the best piece of the wood that I ever seen in my life.
This is I was pregnant.
Cosa c'era mamma nella scatola? No.
In the first evening I meet Karin, when I saw Karin, I say, oh my God, this is my wife. You know, I fall in love immediately.
When I met him, I never thought that maybe we could fall in love together, because I was sure it was only friendship for years.
I say, no, I have too many friends, and I don't want one anymore. I like a relation. 1 week together, every evening more or less, and I try, and she never kissed me, and I was...
And then after 4 years, he kissed me and I was just in love. After one kiss.
Fai la capriola, giù, apri le gambe, dammi le manine. Sei pronta? Oppala! Ancora una? Ancora una, dai.
How much is that one going for?
I think 2,000 euro more each time than I bring in the show.
He doesn't want to sell it.
And the start for 4,000, and it was only in one show. One man was near to buy. Next show will be 6,000. I don't care. This is my system for this kind of pipe because I like that this pipe stay on. Or with a lot of money. We have a big family now, you see?
Yeah, I can see. Sarah, go get your pony. Your pony over there. Your pony. I gave her that little pony thing, you know. She should go up there and hid it under the tree. Even though I don't have kids, there's one thing I've noticed. There's a special bond between father and daughter, and a special bond between mother and son.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, there was a movie with Bing Crosby, White Christmas. And in that movie, he's smoking one of my father's very special models called the Nefertiti. And somebody saw that and went to Marshall Fields and said, "Can you get me a pipe like that?" They ordered 20 pipes. And for their ad, they selected 4 of the pipes. But the funny thing is that I made 3 of them. I made this 3, and my father made that one. That made me extremely proud. I have some very happy memories of our very late night fishing trips. That's what I actually remember more than the pipe making. fishing eel. You're not allowed, of course, but it was nice nearby. Those are some of the best memories I have.
And how many kids do you have?
I have 2 girls, Nana and Camilla. Nana had the same feeling about tools as I had as a kid. So she was always hanging around in my workshop and started very early, actually, to making small funny things. The picture is a birthday gift from Nana. I think she was 12 years old when she made it. Cut with a knife, I guess, and glued together. She was very conscious about her own skills. So when she made something, she said, "That's good." She would give it to me. If she didn't think so, she wouldn't give it to me.
I guess if you can just say your name and what you do.
So you want to see my name is Nana Iversen?
Yeah.
And I make pipes? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one more time.
Okay. Oh, I think it's so difficult. Okay, try again. Just a second. Og jeg tror, den skal fræses.
Hvad?
Jeg tror, den skal fræses indeni. Gør den ikke det? I spent 4 years in my grandfather's workshop. Sixten er simpelthen så dygtig, han er wooden. Det er så rart, fordi man kan spørge om alt, og han ved alt om piber. Og det sker nogle gange, hvor vi ikke er helt enige. Det er som regel, hvis Sixten har lavet en pibe, eller omvendt. Og jeg er meget tilfreds med den form, jeg lavede, men det er Sixten ikke. He was a very, very good teacher. Always in quality, I have to make things over and over again. Like mouthpieces, 8 hours every day, like till you couldn't move your finger. But in that time he was quite old and he got sick. So I started to run his workshop.
Jeg kan jo ikke se de tilstrækkeligt med. Altså, jeg kan muligvis nok helt groft forme en pibe, men så bliver den jo nødt til at lave resten.
It was a very, very big responsibility to make the pipes good enough. He was just waiting for me, working and kept me working until I know how to do it. And then he said, "What you're doing now today, that's good." And that was always very good days.
She actually sold her first pipe when she was 12. It wasn't much of a pipe actually, but she sold it for about $4 and 2 kilos of candy. And she was the richest girl I ever saw.
Papà, come facciamo a fumare la pipa se non l'accendi?
Come la
Lighter?
When I first came here, people was still cutting wood. And he would do one of these carts every morning. But he only cut in the morning. And he wouldn't quit till the box was empty. And his wife would be mad because lunch is getting cold and it's afternoon and it might be 12:30, 1:45 before he gets done. But he doesn't stop till that whole thing is done.
And one day he'd say, okay, Mimo, perhaps now I stop. I say, you are sure about this? Because I was surprised. After 6 years, then he doesn't cut. He start to coming old with also the sickness of the mind. And now it's funny story because now he lose the mind. He forgot that he have smoked. He smoked double than before. And he finished the tobacco fast and come to me and say, Mimo, you have tobacco. I say, Papa, you have smoked too much. Now he lose just a little the mind, and I say, okay, smoke, doesn't matter. It's age to enjoy the life, that's all. Vai dentro qua? Andare dentro? Ti accompagno,
It's so sad to watch that. It's so sad.
What?
Well, you know,
It's life.
yeah. We all end up going through it. I did the same thing with my folks. You know, I was the last one in the family that my dad, he never forgot who I was. I had my dad at the doctor one time, and he turned to me, because my dad at that time was in dementia pretty bad, and he said, I guess it doesn't make much sense to me to tell him to quit smoking. I said, he's 90 years old. He's got coffee in his pipe. That's all he's got. He couldn't hear anything, and he had macular degeneration. He couldn't see much. I said, that's all he got is his coffee and his pipe. I'm not taking it away from him. You know? Hell, he lived to 91 years old. But yeah, we all go through it. It's all part of life, and it's all part of growing up. And you guys with kids are lucky you got somebody to go through it with you. There's those of us, they face it alone. But you get through it. I was scared to have kids. Now I wish I did, because I'm scared because I don't have them. I'd love to have grandchildren, you know, but made a decision a long time ago. Well, I didn't make a decision, I tried, but it just never happened. It's going to be interesting to see how many more years I can keep on doing this without wearing out completely. Like I told you a little while ago, I'm so tired my hair hurts.
What keeps you going?
The fun. Yeah, the fun. Otherwise, you're just sitting home doing nothing. Dying a little each day from atrophy. My dad did, and I told myself I wouldn't, so. Just keep going along. When the bottom falls out, the bottom falls out. But I got too much good tobacco at home, age stuff, that I gotta smoke some of it.
You know, there's a lot of beliefs, traditional beliefs about the spiritual significance of the pipe. My teachings is that the pipe isn't sacred until you actually pray with the pipe, until you take it through ceremony and you pray with that particular pipe, and then you create the sacred pipe. But again, you know, it's the intent. What do you want this to be for you in your life?
The Lakota people believe in the 6 directions. The first one being the west, the north, the east, the south, Mother Earth, and Father Sky. Acknowledging those directions in our prayer, then it unifies everything as in a circle, coming together with us being in the center of it. Then we're putting the entire universe into that bowl. So in doing so, then we become a part of that universe, of everything that is, that the Creator created for us. All that power, all that essence of life. Life from the past into the present to the future. It becomes one. We become one with it. The illusion of separateness is shattered.
Hi, Charlie. Mimo.
So happy to see
He bought a Colorado leather vest.
Yes,
one
yes.
time.
Listen,
So that's why,
one
as soon
minute,
as you
serious.
pointed that out, that's what made
Out
me
of
think of
Buffalo.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of
I get emotional now.
Well,
When I hear
I
about
gave it
people,
away. It was
I cry.
about meaningfully my size.
The vest, he had to give it away. But it was to a friend. Friend was fun. Is that
There.
what type of bag?
This year, my father passed away only 2 months ago. He was sick the last 6 years of the life. The last year was very bad. I understand, and he passed away before he died. And also when he died, I realized what he have teach to me. If you understand this, it's like if your father is still in life with you. Physically, he's gone, but what I learned from him is in life, in my way of life. And I am me more than you know, because of my father, of my family.
What is this little thing right here?
Oh, this is a picture from my son, and it's a whale, and the moon and the sun and the skies. I promised myself if I one day would have a son, I would call him after my grandfather. And then I got a son, and he was called Sixten. Sige hello. Hello. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Kan du huske det, kan vi også? Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you too.
Good for that. Now he's just turned 6 this Saturday. Now I trust him enough, he can sit just by himself in a workshop and he's just working by himself now.
It's a great feeling that you can pass something on. It's sad that when people pass away, their knowledge is gone. But in the case of my father, his knowledge is not gone. It lives on within me. And now it lives on in Nana. Probably not indefinite, but maybe for a couple of generations more.
Friend, it's something very unique. The friend is somebody that you call at 3 o'clock in the morning and you say, oh, I have a problem, he comes immediately. This is a friend, without asking a lot of things. Lee, I think, is a man like this. And every time there was a good occasion to invite him here, he will come. He was the first.
I won't part with it. That's going to go down to my grandkids or whoever else I can find that would know its true value. But no, I'm not going to sell it. No. No, if it comes down to no one else I know really wanting it, then I will present that pipe to a treasured smoking friend because I don't want it just to sit. I want someone to still smoke it.
You know, look what I did in a day. Look what I did in a day. And there's been times when I finished pipes and I astound myself. I look at it and I said, look at kid, you're a dumb pipe maker. Look what you did. You know, and who knows how long these pipes can last if the people take care of them. Some of these pieces, who knows what archaeologist is going to dig one up someday, 300 or 400 or 500 years from now, and look at it and still see the nomenclature. And he's going to say, who in the hell was this, you know? Well, here I am. It was me.